Acts 20, 7-12. On the first day of the week, we came together to break bread. Paul spoke to the people, and because he intended to leave the next day, kept on talking until midnight. There were many lamps in the upstairs room where we were meeting. Seated in a window was a young man named Eutychus, who was sinking into a deep sleep as Paul talked on and on. When he was sound asleep, he fell to the ground from the third story and was picked up dead. Paul went down, threw himself on the young man, and put his arms around him. "Don't be alarmed," he said. "He's alive." Then he went upstairs again and broke bread and ate. After talking until daylight, he left. The people took the young man home alive and were greatly comforted. This is first century church. It's Sunday, first day of the week, and they gather as an ecclesia or assembly to break bread. This happens to be one of the earliest references to Christian Sunday worship that we have. They might also observe Sabbath the day before, but Resurrection Day was no longer the start of the work week, but a day of worship. Also, Luke is back to speaking with the we pronoun. He picks this up from back in chapter 16, inserting himself into the narrative again as an eyewitness. And one of the details we get from Luke's firsthand account is an especially long sermon from Paul. In verse 9, he says that Paul talked on and I'm pretty sure the author does not mean it as a compliment. This is hilarious, but also refreshing. These first century Christians are fully human. They get annoyed with each other, they sin, and not every message is a home run. But then the snarkiness turns serious because a young man falls out of a window. In verse 12, we see the English translates the Greek young man. This is from the word pais. Pais can mean, according to Philo, a small boy aged 9 to 14. So respect to this middle schooler for it being way past his bedtime, but he still wants to catch some of that good gospel news. But with that hot third floor and the fire lamp sucking up the oxygen, he finds a spot in the window to get some fresh air and maybe to fight the fatigue, but it backfires. He dozes off and falls out. But just like the Jesus resurrection miracles of Luke 7, 8, and 11, Paul brings Eutychus back to life and then goes right back to preaching from dusk till dawn. There are a lot of lessons here about faith and worship and devotion, and even a don't doze off because you might fall out lesson, but I love the multi-generational aspect of this house church. Younger and older were all welcome to this gospel all-nighter. Kids, women, the elderly, the typically marginalized and excluded groups are all there worshiping and eating together. Kids were valued barely more than property back then, so yet again, the message of Jesus breaks through a destructive social barrier. May we all welcome the little children and continue to carry the bold and radical banner of the intergenerational church.